What's up, nerds? So I'm coming at you today because first off, I'm sorry for the lack of content lately. I am just sick. I have strep throat. I'm still not fully healed. If you can tell, my voice sounds way more manlier right now. But I'm getting over it, and hopefully I will be over it a little bit around the Thanksgiving holiday here in the States. I know overseas they don't do Thanksgiving. I just want to say that Lois, Superman and Lois, this penultimate episode of the final season of the series was great. I really liked this episode. It was a banger. I cannot wait to see what they do in the final episode. I mean, I'm pretty sure Superman will not survive. I'm like 99.9% sure. I hope he does because I really like Superman. But if he doesn't, it's cool. They're really setting up the twins to take over the mantle as the super twins or whatnot. Which I do like that. I do like that idea also. So all right, I'm gonna stop yapping and get into this because I don't know how much longer I'm gonna last and everything. But just again, I really liked this episode. All right, let me get into this breakdown and I'll tell you my thoughts as we go along and then after we get done. All right, here we go. So Luthor, he exposes Clark's condition to the world, that he's losing his powers. And then so Amanda McCoy, she sues Lois for defamation. And while she's talking to her, she hints that, about Cheryl's death. So if you remember Cheryl, she dies off screen, because she was worried about it the whole time. And we're not sad because, did you miss Cheryl? I didn't miss Cheryl. Nobody missed Cheryl. So, bye-bye, Cheryl. But she does sue her for defamation. And in this, you see Lois freaking out because all the advertisers want to leave the Gazette. And she's like, how am I going to run a paper without advertisers? And that's what a lot of people are dealing with now in the real world, aka Elon Musk with Twitter. And I thought it was interesting, but I did like all that commentary as it went along. So Lois, she visits Mannheim in prison. And he is surprised by Cheryl's death, even though we aren't, because she and Luthor once were in love. Now, realizing that a similar situation is playing out with Amanda McCoy, Lois then warns her that Luthor will still turn against her. So Amanda and McCoy, which she is even she calls him babe, I think, at one point in time.
Hey, babe.
And I'm all like, oh, you're calling Luthor babe, huh? And so she goes to talk to Mannheim, and Mannheim's all like, we told you not to let Luthor out of prison. And she's all like, I had to. And she's all like, help me put him back in prison for the truth. Because I put him in before because of lies. Now help me put him in there because of the truth. And he's all like, I can't help you kind of situation. And so then she goes, and then she's like, Cheryl's dead. And he's like, what? They used to be an item. And you're all like, what? That old broad? And so she goes to warn Amanda, and she's all like, Amanda, he's just going to turn on you. And Amanda, she's so stupid. She's all like, he won't turn. We're in love and everything. And I'm all like, you're not in love, honey. He just gave you all those shares of his company and everything to keep you off the scent. So then she goes, so she's like, get out of my face and everything. So then at the fortress, Clark, he's training up the boys, but he dismisses the twins from training when they don't show any substantial progress. And Laura tells him that the twins can't match his strength as they're half Kryptonians. But Lois tells him to focus on what the twins can do, not on what they can't do. And so then he brings them out to to train at the fairgrounds again, and then he tells them to work together. So he's at the fortress, which I love the fortress, and he's training them up, and they're fighting, a hologram of the steel suit, John Henry Iron suit, and they're not doing so hot, in fact, they're doing badly. And me, I'm all like, did you guys learn nothing? I mean, it's fine. It is what it is, but I'm like, come on, guys. And then he's Laura, he's all like, Mom, will my kids, when will they get to my strength? And she's like, they won't, because they're not full Kryptonians. They'll only get to half your strength, kind of thing. She didn't say that, but I'm assuming because they're half human. So then he talks to Lois, and he's all like, I don't know if they're going to do all that great. And she's like, listen, focus on what they can do. And she's right, because it's obvious they can work as a team and do pretty good together, which I love their little attack. I wish they had played it out a little bit more. That's the thing I don't like about shows like this, when they have him run at him, and Jonathan was on the bottom and Jordan went up top, and he was like punching out. I was like, oh, I wish they would have played that out. It would have been cool to see that whole thing, but I get it. It's fine. But they started training some more, and I liked that. I liked that aspect of teaching your kids how to do what you do, kind of thing. For instance, I'll just bring this up. Me as a dad, my son, I do this with both my kids, but my daughter loses interest real freaking quick. And for example, whenever I get a flat tire, I obviously drive my car home, and then I'll take the spare off and I'll put my flat tire back on. And then I'll be like, kids, get out to the driveway now. We're going to change this tire. Now, my daughter, at first, she's all like, let's do this. And then within like 15 seconds, she loses all interest. And she's like, can I just go back inside? And I'm like, fine, go. But my son, he's 100%, he is like in on it. And I'm all like, all right, let's do this and everything. And do the little thing. He's like, turn it, turn it, turn it. I love when he does that. But, and I teach him how to change a flat tire, because, you got to teach your kids, stuff like this, and I mean, I don't know everything about cars, but when I do stuff, I try to get him out there and be like, all right, come on, this is what we're going to do. We need to change this. And, I want to show you how to do it. So I did like that aspect of him training up his children and his sons, and being like, all right, you can't do things the way I do it 100%, but let's try to do this. I'm going to teach you guys how to do this where you can work together. So you're, a fighting force kind of thing. So I did like that a lot. So Milton, right, he locates Doomsday in the mines, and then Luther, he goes back to Smallville, planning to unleash Doomsday on the town, which was insane. But McCoy, right, she goes there and she questions this, right? She's like, this isn't part of the plan. But Luther reaffirms this decision, and she bails out, right? She leaves. So Amanda, right, she goes there because he's gonna release this Doomsday on Smallville, which I'm all like, listen, don't get me wrong, I understand the show and everything, but he's all like, Smallville chose him, not me. So I'm going to release this big monster on them. And I'm like, what? Okay. I'm all like, you're not really getting a bang for your buck. It's like a small town, it's Smallville, I'm like, release it on Metropolis. What are you talking about? And she's all like, this isn't a part of the plan. He's like, I'm the plan, or something like, I made the plan and everything. And I'm all like, yeah, you're insane right now. And he puts on the suit and everything, and he, flies off and everything, flies to the mines, because Doomsday this whole time has been trying to get back to that little portal to go back to Earth 2, where his Lois is. And so he's like breathing fire to get down deep into that tunnel and again, get back to his home. So using John's suit, he kills and revives Doomsday and then sends him to attack Smallville. But despite Lois's attempts to reason with Doomsday, Superman is forced to hold him off while the twins rescue the citizens of Smallville. So Luther, he puts on the suit, and he looks cool in the suit, except it's just a Henry Iron suit. I wish they would have made it the purple and green from the comic books. No big deal. Not complaining. I just wish they would have done that. And the helmet, I don't like the helmet because that's not comic book accurate. But at the same time, this is what Luther wore in that alternate Earth that John Henry Irons comes from. So it was fine. I'm not complaining. I just wish they would have done the suit from the comic books. But he goes and he shoots the little thingies into Doomsday, and they blow up. And then we get a comic books accurate Doomsday. I really like this Doomsday. This is the best Doomsday that we have gotten yet, in my opinion, in any live action. I just really feel like all the other places they did kind of not do a great job, like in terms of his look. Smallville, the show, and then in the Snyderverse, I don't think Doomsday was really accurately portrayed visually. I wish they would have done better. But this Doomsday is top. This is a good Doomsday. This is top-notch Doomsday, in my opinion. But Lois can't reason with. She's like, remember me and everything. And he's like, no, fuck you, bitch. And he gets them out of there, and he starts breathing fire and destroying cars and everything. And then Superman comes in, and they start fighting. Now, excuse me, my voice. Now, this fight wasn't the best fight sequence, but I understand why, I really hope that last fight sequence in the next episode is really great. I don't know how they're going to round out the show, but I really hope they do a great job of it. Hold on, I just need to I need a little libation. My throat is so dry right now. And so then so the twins are saving the citizens left and right and everything. And Jordan goes into that thing and he's talking about anxiety attacks. I'm like, oh, get the fuck out of here, Jordan. You're annoying. I did like how Jonathan at one point was like, I hope this isn't one of your like whiny little bitch fits.
Please don't make this another one of your pity parties.
He didn't say it exactly like that, but I was like, yeah, Jonathan, tell him, because he's a little bitch. Jordan is annoying. So they're saving citizens, and Superman is fighting off Doomsday. So he's been nearly defeated, right? Superman. But while he's sitting there kneeling, Superman tells his family that he loves them before being pulled away by Doomsday. So, and that's where the episode ends, right? And so and I just loved this because it was like a father sacrificing himself, not to just save the world, but save his family mostly. And I really loved that because, us fathers, we will sacrifice ourselves to save our families, if not in a huge, symbol of sacrifice like this, but in little ones like going to work every day and ruining our bodies and stuff to provide. But and when he pulls him away, I was just like, because it was like he was going to say more, but he couldn't because Doomsday was just like, come here, bitch. And I loved this episode for so many reasons. I think that it showed Luthor in the crazy villain psychopath way that he is, which I love Luthor this whole show. As soon as they introduced him, loved him from the get-go. And I really think that this has done a great job of that. I love the family values that this show has instilled. And I love the father-son relationship that this family has shown, along with the relationship that Lois and Clark have. And I think that this episode, even though the fight sequence wasn't as good as the first episode of this season, it was still good enough to where I go, this was a banger episode. I cannot wait until next episode. It is going to be so bittersweet because A, I think it's just going to be really good. And B, I'm going to be sad because it's the last one, you guys. And I really wish, I understand why, but I don't agree with it, that James Gunn did not keep the show going. I understand that they want to have one Superman and they don't want to have competing Supermans. I think that's the reason why. I don't know 100%, but I think that's the reason why. But I just wish they could keep the show going. It's so good. The writing is good. The visual effects for TV are good. The acting is good. Everything is great about this show. I just really, this Superman movie better be fucking good, James Gunn. I'm telling you what. But I really did enjoy this as a penultimate episode. It was a banger. And I cannot wait until the finale. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. I have a feeling. But tell me what you guys thought about this episode. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Doomsday. He was great, right? He's so good, right? He was like the look. It was just perfect, right? I know. You know it. You know it. But tell me what you guys thought about this. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. You know I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week on the series finale of Superman and Lois. You guys have a good week. Bye.